All right, so I'm gonna. Are you ready to start streaming, Potato?
Yeah, I'm streaming now.
All right,
Are you?
cool.
Oh shit.
So, oh yeah,
What
put on
are
your
we doing
So
now?
voices.
mind your audio inputs. You're gonna hear doubles of your.
Yeah, guys, we gotta get more professional. You know, we're streamers now.
Welcome aboard, everybody.
It's like we gotta get
Oh,
professional.
like you
camera
give
hasn't
birth
been
to
made
something.
yet. Like that's still in the process.
What a beautiful entrance to the live stream.
Are you talking
Welcome,
to me, Jody?
everybody.
Huh?
Was that replying to me?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's still
Okay,
in the process
so
of being made up. So it's all good.
if everybody's ready,
Here.
I will start with a recap what happened so far.
Yeah.
Last
So-
time on Happy Little Tree Friends.
Everybody was at the Rusted Truck for your fortnightly meetup
The
where you
Rusted
go
Truck.
off and you do a wonderful adventure. Nobody had any adventures, and there was no adventures on the adventuring board, so you were stuck. But then, all of a sudden, a very wet, miserable kitty came into the bar and offered a job for you guys to guard the Hall of Failures inside of the Vatican. So you guys called home after calling home, sending stones. You guys went off. You decided to take the job and guard the Hall of Failures, which ended in much massacre of two ferrets and a fish who are gang members. But during the chaos, a black hooded figure made off with the necklace, the golden cabbage necklace that was tainted, that was said to have been tainted, and it used to be able to bring people back to life, from what you've read. And this hooded figure has stolen it, so it's no longer there. And you are now. It is about 3 a.m. and you guys are deciding what to do as the lights above you still flicker. Insects are now swarming around all the stained blood in the carpets and are just lapping up all the blood from the carpet and feeding on the corpses. Cockroaches are already crawling all over them. Flies are starting to form, and you just start to hear the buzzing of flies inside this room, already landing on some of the open eyes of these corpses, sucking up the
Oh,
juices.
I didn't do any of that.
God, Reggie, what have you done?
So,
You
who
fucking
wants
monster,
to?
you fucking duck.
You've regrouped and now are deciding what to do. Do you want to stay here for the night, see what happens in the morning, or it's up to you guys completely what you want to do?
Well, we're not getting paid. We might as well steal the rest of this stuff and leave.
Wait, what? Do you mean we're not getting paid? What?
Well, we
Well,
didn't.
we did our
Take the
job,
necklace,
so
did we?
we did.
Nibbles
No
has to
money
pay
has
us.
ever been discussed, too.
We kind of failed our job. We let
have a
people
pe-
get
we-
away.
We have a piece of paper from the official board, and all that says is guard this room. Didn't say stop shit getting stolen.
That's an unsuccessful guard. If your definition of guard is very flimsy, my friend.
Yes.
Sorry,
I
my
know there's a lot of
internet-
racism against raccoons, but yeah,
Whoa.
you're not helping, mate.
Nobody brought up racism until you said it, my guy. That's pretty.
Yeah, you're right. I brought it up. What's your point?
Just gonna slam a door in my face like that. Wow.
I would never.
Anyway, Reggie, you okay, buddy?
Yeah. I'm a brave adventurer.
Oh,
You still have little droplets of blood falling off your waterproof feathers.
Can I do the? Have you guys seen the Vine where the little kid is like on the beach and she's like, I'm gonna take a nap. I'm gonna take a nap right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That one. That's the vibe that I'm in right now. I'm just gonna sit down.
You
I'm
sit down. Cool.
but yeah, like if this wasn't great, you know, I don't mind leaving.
Let's
Oh,
go
nice.
check the notice board.
Fucking evil rabbit. Oh yeah, maybe there's new jobs.
I thought we
The
were
one
gonna
map
take care
I
of the
haven't
rabbits.
loaded in is.
It's the festival day, guys. We got
to take care of that
stuff.
creepy rabbit and save those children.
Do we know?
Yeah,
I
we
do
can
have
say
to
that
go
the-
to the festival with me children.
Yeah, Rapidash.
Look,
has
listen,
super
guys, listen, guys.
skills.
And I'm gonna wrap my arms around the nearest people around me. Right. So there's obviously been a break. We
Me and
obviously
Reggie
sit
covered
here
in
to
blood.
guard things. What we do is we bring the rabbit, we kill the rabbit, and we pretend it happened because of these here stouts.
I
Do you
think
know what?
they're pine martins.
Sure. What's a pine marten?
Fuck is a pine marten.
Yeah, look like weasels to me.
Is a fish also a pine marten?
Oh,
Is that a group?
maybe.
Are they an opposing group?
But you know, if we're gonna murder some dude and say it was the pine
You
martens,
already murdered someone.
And a fish.
I thought he was gonna dodge, man.
No, we're not gonna murder some dude. You murdered some dude. We're gonna murder the rabbit priest. And then maybe kidnap.
To the condoms.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and like lift the jar.
Why
Okay.
is that your coping mechanism? The condoms every time.
So
and I was like, if anyone asks, pine martens.
okay, so you you move over to the
Look, man, if we're gonna frame them for murder, what
It
makes
will
them
make it
do
look like an
robbery?
accident.
Yeah,
so
we gotta
you
give
you
them
move over
motive.
to the jar. As soon as you put your hands on the jar, which is slightly shimmering, your hands kind of send ripples along the jar, and the jar lights up red for a split second.
Ah, shit, they have
And
lives.
you can grab hold of the jar. It's kind of like it's got a sleek layer of water on it. So give me a sleight of hand check to see if you can actually pull up the jar.
Let me just get my character sheet up. What's my sleight of hand? Oh, it's pretty good. Never mind, that's a nat one. So
Okay,
it's
so
a
you
7.
grab it. It slips between your hands and flies across the room, smashing against the next pedestal over here with the lamp inside, and just shatters against. And the kind of the watery layer that was on it just disappeared. And after a few moments, you hear a fumbling with keys inside the lock behind the doors.
Shit.
And you hear just a so late.
It was the pine martens. Look
And
at
we
the
freed the rabbit for killing them.
you hear the keys turn
Oh, I
and
think
the
we
door
done.
lock, and then you hear the keys open. Reopen. So
Bobby.
what do you guys? What are you doing currently as this is the door is being unlocked? Father Brown.
I'll just look at Spencer.
Okay, so
We doing this or?
Father Brown comes in very sleepily. He's kind of in he's in a nightwear. He's in like just white robes. He's got a little candle on a little plate. And he's got a little hat, a little
Pedophile, Reggie.
bed tie. And he's like, "Oh my god, what's going on here?" He still carries the
Nothing.
book that he was holding. My alarms went off to tell me that some of our artifacts been tampered with.
Haha, slippery fingers. I'm a young boy. I touched the condom. I'm so sorry.
So
That's so
I
embarrassing.
heard a shattering of glass. Is everything?
Yeah. Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I instead of just touching them, I threw it across the room.
Give me a deception check, please.
Yeah.
I really hope Reggie's got like 8 charisma. He does have 8 charisma. That's amazing.
Just
Okay.
sweating.
So that's an 11.
Okay. He looks at you for a second, and his finger comes up to your cheek and strokes your cheek, and it
Okay,
comes
no,
away
no,
with
no,
a
no, no.
few little droplets of blood on it, and he's
Oh.
like, he just licks it for a second. He's like,
Fuck you, you fucking pedophile.
That's
This
cannibalism.
isn't your blood, is it, child?
I'm just gonna
He tries to peer over your shoulder, but you're slightly big. And he's like,
Oh,
"Please, child, I need to enter the room if you
I will
will."
start to shout penis.
Oh, God.
Christ! Give me a performance check.
That's a natural one.
Natural one. You
That's all we've had tonight is an 11.
you get a waft more of smoke that like you try to speak, but you just have your throat burning from all the smoke that you were being hotboxed by, and you just nothing comes out fast, just a and he's like, please, can I come in? You need to kind of get out of my way here, child.
No. I think just no, because this is our turn in this room, so you have to wait for your turn.
Yeah, what you be doing? You be paying us for doing the job, and you coming in and burgeoning.
He
Yeah.
turns to look past your figure, and he's like, oh my god, and he kind of sees like as a flicker, he sees like loads of flies around. But you guys are covering most of the bodies, and the blood at the moment kind of looks like a stain currently. It doesn't quite look like blood as much, but he's like, can you explain to me why you have blood on your cheeks?
Yeah, we done took care of your pan martin problem. We done the job that you asked us to do.
Oh, excellent. He kind of moves past you and steps aside. He's like, just a mushroom. Always so. Oh my, what is happening here? Starts looking around the area. You're gonna run down and lock the door. Give me. Okay, yeah, go for it. You're not hiding or anything. You're just running over.
Oh no, I'll walk over while he's looking at the bodies and just.
Okay, give me a stealth check first.
Oh, that's better. It's a 26.
26. Okay, cool. So then, will you give me a sleight of hand check?
21. 15.
21. Perfect. So yeah, you just slip away and click a few little flicks. You're familiar with this door. You know how it works, and it's much easier to lock it than it is to unlock it. And so it just clicks behind you, and he is now currently. As you run past, he immediately notices fish and picks up a little segment of it. And he's like, my, we've been busy in here, haven't we? And he turns back to Reggie and gives him a little smile. And just.
I hate this guy on the same level as Ramshacks.
Reggie's just sweating. Reggie's just sweating like he's never sweat before.
Your Eminence,
And
I have
he
something to show
continues-
you.
What's
Oh no,
that?
it's all disappeared.
And he
There was
walks
something
over to you,
stolen,
looking
and I
up
got
at
to show you the evidence I found on this here pedestal. Look really close, and I'm going to point to the corner.
to the where the condoms were.
Yeah. I'm gonna point to that pedestal and just get him. I'm gonna point at like the edge of it and say, like, look real close. I think there's some sort of evidence here.
He looks up. He looks down at the pedestal. It's like,
And I'm gonna curb stomp him.
God!
Big
Okay,
ass
everyone
bunny
roll
feet.
initiative, please.
Big ass
Oh
bunny.
my god.
I don't have any stats for this guy.
Good, he died.
Murder hobo time.
Oh, what happened here?
It's not murder hobo. I actually have a cause.
How did I go into this?
Oh, do you?
Balls? What? have I
Yeah, I don't like him.
done? I don't know what I've done.
I'm just
Oh,
always
no. Ah!
down
Go
to
back up.
felony.
How do I?
Spoilers.
I'm always DTF.
What have I
down to
done
felony.
here? I my book hit off something on my keyboard, and now I don't know
Oh,
how to
sticky
get out.
keys.
It's like Windows mode or like a camp-free mode.
Try ask.
Or just
Uh,
control alt delete
uh,
or shift control tab usually does it.
Press the
Shit.
power button.
Control tab.
No.
Ah! Are we meant to see that?
That didn't work.
Can you try control spacebar?
Control spacebar. Tab. Oh, it was just tab. It was just tab.
Always tab.
Okay. What did everybody roll?
I got.
Oh, wait, what are we rolling for? Sorry, my
natural
phone.
Initiative.
Well,
Initiative.
we just curb stomped the pedo priest.
Yeah. So I'm gonna wait. Hold on. I wasn't prepared for this.
Bye bye,
okay.
pedo rabbit.
Actually, I'm gonna write down. Okay. We have Nibble. We have Splint. We have Dash. We have Gerald with an L. We have.
It's Ger-
Oh,
it's
sorry,
with a G.
Gerald. Gerald with
It's
an
with
L.
an L and a hard G.
No Hordars though.
Reggie. And then we have
Soot.
Father Brown. Oh, yeah, we have.
Oh, can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
sorry,
so
disagreed.
what did Nibble get, hun?
I got 19.
19. Okay, cool.
Nice.
And then what did Splint get? David.
17.
17. Rapidash? Johnny?
His mic is off.
Oh.
Johnny, you're muted, boy. He can still
Yeah,
hear
he's
us.
probably in a call or
What
something.
did Geralt with an L get?
18.
18. Damn, you guys are good. You're all Dexy boys and girls.
You-
What is Soot?
A natural 20 for a 24.
Cool.
Fuck
Splurge.
it. Fuck
Splurge
this
also
priest.
got a natural 20.
Shoot.
Oh, nice.
This guy
Okay.
is dicked.
Damn.
This guy is so fucked.
And Reggie.
I got 5.
Okay. Just sweating buckets.
It's like appropriate considering.
Yeah, he's just in shock. Don't worry.
So we'll start with the surprise round.
Hey.
You curb stomping him into. Oh,
Yeah.
16. Thank you. Perfect.
I knew it
I'm
should have
really
been a monk.
appreciating the blunt comment, blunt kind of
Response.
one word kind of lines. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to run away there for a second.
No,
Sorry,
you're fine. No worries.
asking for initiatives.
No worries. So will you roll for attack, please?
Sure thing. Yeah, that's a 13.
Okay. That does not hit.
Oh, fuck.
So you go to curb stomp him. He kind of sees your shadow approaching him, and he kind of dodges to the side, and you knock down the pedestal and just send it crashing against the wall. And because it's such rotten wood, it just explodes into splinters, and bugs, cockroaches, beetles, and flies all just scamper out and start to cover the whole
Where the
room.
hell these flies come from? Anyway, you next, buddy. You next.
So starting with Soot then.
Whereabouts is he? Like on the map? Is he where he is next to the continent?
He's where he is. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
There's currently no pedestal where.
I'll
in front.
walk up next to him
Okay.
and I'll do the exact same thing I did to the Pine Martin. Just slowly, just.
Oh God. All right. Okay. So we'll move you up here. Give me an attack roll, please.
Yeah, this will be with the rapier. So
Okay.
Let me see my rape. Oh, it's a short sword. Sorry. 23.
That hits.
Do I get sneak attack because of Splint?
You do, yeah.
I'm
So
like
you just walk
gesturing
up
like,
to him.
get him, get him.
Wide eyes.
It's 16 points of piercing damage.
How do you want to do it?
Oof. I'll sever. I'll stab through the book that he's holding into his
Oh,
heart.
God. All right.
Just really
you-
slowly.
He brings up the so he gets curb stomped. He get the thing in front of him gets curb stomped, and then he looks up just as he thinks he's safe. He's like patting himself down. Looks up at you, and you just go in with the dagger. And he brings up the book to defend himself, and the dagger just keeps going. And you put your hand on his shoulder and slowly bring the dagger through the book until you're just pushing it with your palm through
Yeah.
the book into his chest, and he just coughs up a little blood.
I'll just look
And
at
you
Splint
pull away
and I'll be like,
the book, and the dagger is just embedded inside his chest.
Out of character, I feel a little bad.
Yeah, I don't
The
know, guys. I
pages-
think you should maybe calm down a little bit.
I'll look
You
at
locked
Splint.
me in the room.
The
Look at
pages
Splint and I'll just go,
themselves
just
fill with
whisper.
blood. They go from white and start to slowly soak up all of the blood. So not much blood lands on the ground. It all just floods into the book itself. And he just coughs up a little blood, trickles down his mouth, and he falls cold to the side and just goes rigid and stiff.
Just look at Splint and I'll be like, those Pine Martins, eh?
Fucking Pine Martin. He was like a brother to me, that rabbit.
Yeah, what about Nibbles? Nibbles knew this guy, right?
Wait, can I use Heroes Never Die on him?
I think he's dead.
Give me an initiative. Roll me. Oh, you're where are you in initiative? Well, you're pretty close. So okay, give me an Arcana
I
check.
was 19,
because-
but it's +3, so I'm 19,
Yeah, no.
20, 21, 22.
Okay, yeah. So give me an Arcana check because he is technically almost dead. But yeah. Do. Give me.
Who do what? How do
So
I
you
do that?
roll me a 20-sided dice, and then if you to your character sheet and you go to the Arcana skill.
21.
Wow. Okay. Nice. And
I'm
okay.
sweating.
Perfect. So yeah, you immediately as the rabbit falls to the side, light is eyes, and you place your paw on top of him. Your soft paw just rests on his ankle, and a little pulse of gold light shoots through him for a second. He raises up his body, goes on stiff, and goes soft and limp, and he's just the bleeding stops in his chest, and there's a very faint breathing coming from his mouth. Just a. He's completely unconscious, but he is stabilized.
I've still got some good breath. Like
Like,
I
Oh,
wanna just
fuck!
like go over.
Who's next
Okay.
in initiative?
Yeah, true. So we
Oh,
actually
yeah, fair
skipped
point,
Splurge.
yeah.
So
Kill him
Splurge,
again.
what do you want to do, Splurge?
I actually, even though he technically got defeated before my turn, I was just going to just stand there blankly anyway.
I actually, if you don't mind, guys, I'll do the same inspiration mechanics that I used in the last game that we had in the.
Oh, where
the...
everybody gets one and you.
Yeah,
like, give
so-
people.
Yeah, exactly. So everybody gets one inspiration token. So when you think someone is playing really well, playing their character really well, you can give that token to someone else as like a reward. And if you're given a token by someone else at any time, you can spend token to roll a dice twice to have an advantage, so you get the higher result. Yeah, but you can't use your own on yourself, and you can't give it to someone in combat, like to roll the dice. Sorry.
Yeah, fair. Sweet.
But yeah, okay, cool. So you're standing blankly into, and Reggie, you.
Wait, can I
Oh,
have
yeah.
one moment?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, what do you want to?
Because they're acting like idiots. Do they really think they might escape the church? Like there are guards outside and you're trying to kill one of the biggest archbishops of the church?
You
Well,
can already
Make a
hear
good
footsteps
point, yeah.
off in
Yeah,
the
that's
distance.
We
okay.
already did kill him.
Do you really
I'm gonna do it again.
You guys can already hear footsteps as well, and the kind of like shaking of armor. You hear up.
Oh no, it's the nappy dogs.
Basement of the main church, and you just want to kill one of its main.
Two, if you're not
archbishops
careful.
After seriously, after like getting
No, I'm
the
joking.
amulet lost and trying to get condoms out of that thingy, you really think the Pope will go really easy on you, Mister whatever you are?
Who are you talking to? Are you talking to me or the raccoon?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were the same person.
I find that offensive.
I'm sorry,
Um,
guys. I just down basically. How many grams of
Did you take it all?
Yeah, she took my whole 50 gold of catnip.
Yeah.
But did you actually like consume all 5 kg?
What do you
cat-
what are you doing?
Oh my god!
Not grams. It's kilos. What?
Oh my god,
Like
the
a
only
bag of
sensible
flour
is high
you
on
have?
the tip.
You have like a small bag of flour of
Yeah, we're
cocaine.
listening to this.
I don't know if you could physically eat a whole like kg of
You
flour
don't
or
need
cocaine.
to sniff
You
it.
don't know her. You don't know she.
I don't know.
Okay, true. All right. But if you have
Jesus.
consumed a
Christ.
whole kg of catnip,
No, I didn't. Come on, I
Okay.
sniffed up the bit. No,
Okay.
Are you even coaching?
okay.
I thought catnip was weed. I
Can
didn't
you
know it
give
was
me
cocaine.
though a Constitution saving?
What's that?
So you're rolling the 20-sided dice, and then you're looking at your character sheet again, and you look at Constitution, and you add whatever
So,
Constitution.
I have 14,
That's a
On the
+2.
dice roll.
and Constitution I have 10 with a 0 on the plus.
Okay, so 14, so straight 14. So you get a 14. Okay, so you're on a high buzz. You are a little fuzzy. I have no idea what the effects of catnip would do, but you no, you just feel
Real
kind of
buzzed.
awake, startled. You have a nice tingle going on in your whole body. Everything feels like it's got light pins and needles.
I feel
But
like
yeah,
everything is like really sparkly, very, very.
very pink and
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
catnip
with
is
the
like
pink
weed for
haze, you
cats.
kind of got
Everybody-
mixed up.
Yeah, I thought it was like weed. I didn't know it was
Yeah,
like
like if you see a cat on catnip, they're just like stumbling and like
Yeah,
bumping into walls and
exactly.
dropping
Okay,
into the
alright,
floor. I'm
okay.
like,
Okay, perfect. That's that. Okay, well then you
They
are.
get really purry, like purring
It
like
hasn't hit
Chill.
you super hard, but you're starting to feel the effects slowly over time. It's a nice,
beautiful.
took a nice, you know.
Starting to. We were
manage-
asleep.
I'll go in front of the pole.
She whited out, my guy.
I'll go in front of the pole being very high. That's beautiful.
So we'll move on to. Is there anything else you want to say, Han, on your
No.
turn? Okay,
I'm
all right.
just
So
gonna curl up and sleep.
Ah, yes.
announces
shit.
that and then just
That
curls up, and then
Some
as
back and goes to
you
sleep.
start to doze off, a little
You
pink bubble
incompetent
forms
nitwit.
around you, and you begin
Yeah.
to float a little bit off the ground. Beside the
I
sea.
go float near the dock.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is Splint doing?
He's alive, is he?
He's
Oh.
breathing very, very faint.
I'm going to jump on his chest.
Get the pillowcase out.
I'm going to jump into the air and I'm going to give 2 hard kicks to the chest cavity. I'm going
King
to.
Ginosaur this bitch.
Okay, well you
Yeah.
have coup de grace on this guy, so you can finish him off.
Oh wait, actually, I don't want to step on him. That's gross. I'll just. Is the knife still stuck in him?
Oh no.
No, the knife is not stuck in it.
Hmm.
Drop the pedestal
Oh,
on him.
I have a sword. That's fine. I'm just gonna slit his throat.
Wait, Splint.
What? No, stop.
Like, you
Cremate
can,
the body.
someone can try to
Oh
take him
yeah,
and-
screw it. I'm gonna
What's that?
cremate the body. Thank you so much.
No.
I'm gonna use my soul
Oh
bond.
my god, this is so not a good
I'm gonna
idea.
use my soul
Like,
bond to summon my wildfire, and I'm going to burn him.
No, please.
God.
No. Oh my god.
So you flick your fingers and
I'm just gonna start
A little-
crying.
little embers start to
sweetheart.
form like from the book. The book begins to burn and spread out along his nightgown, and the little candle that was in his bursts into flames and explodes, and hot wax splatters all over the body, and he immediately bursts into a big inferno, and flames start to spread along the dried rotten wood and along the carpet. So we currently have. I'm gonna
I'll
have
be
to-
back in 2
Okay.
seconds.
Requiescat cabbage impachi.
Splurch will pick Reggie up then and just like try and comfort him and rub his head.
Oh.
No. Oh my
And then I'm going to silently step away and also just kind of curl up and just stare into the void for a while.
Oh god. Okay, so we're gonna move Splurch over there then. So Splurch, you're over here. What is? Oh, sorry. I've missed Geralt. Sorry. What is Geralt doing with an L?
I'm staring into the void with my wide open eyes, and I lick one of my eyeballs, and I'm like, guys, I think we should really go to eat something. I could really go for a
Oh my
walk.
god. Jeez.
Who's with
Okay.
me?
Perfect.
Actually,
And
I
s-
think I will crawl up to Nibbles, and I will crawl into his hood, and I will try to fall asleep there. I have a
Okay,
big
perfect.
ouchie
So
from the
you
last fight.
crawl towards the bubble. You like reach up to the bubble just above you, and the bubble's kind of gravity pulls you up into the bubble, and you start to float and spiral
Nice.
inside this little pink bubble, and then you kind of swim through the air and into her hood and nuzzle into her hood, like just under her ear.
Warm.
There we go. Oh, shoot. You on top.
I roll for falling asleep. 20.
What a miss.
So, he's Geralt with an L has just crawled into Dibble's hood and fallen asleep. And just before you get to react to, oh no, Rapidash, actually, you do act first here. So what does Rapidash do?
Alright, well, this guy seems pretty dealt with. Could I go over to one of the ferrets and use, what's it called? Fucking Mystic Hand, I think it's called. It's basically like a mage hand, only it holds 30 what somethings. Was it? 30 pounds. Yeah,
LBS.
Okay, sure. So do you
So
want to
I'm
go
gonna-
to the black ferret or the brown ferret?
the one that's closer.
There you go. You don't actually have to move. I can move you if you want away from the flames.
Sweet, and I'm gonna pull a bone out of him.
Okay, so you just like you reach with this purple. You reach out, and a little purple spectral hand leaves yours, and sinks into the body, and then after a moment, a bone like rips out of the body of this guy, and you have a rib bone, and that's just blood starts dripping down, and as it floats towards you, insects and flies start to land on it, and lands in your hand.
Okay, I fly over to the door. I will distract the dog guards.
Oh my god! Okay.
Good idea.
1, 2, 3, 4,
And
5.
I will hold my action to eat the bone when the dogs come.
You don't
How
know,
many-
You don't know there's dogs coming, do you?
We saw the dogs when we walked in.
Oh, did
Mhm.
we?
He is.
Yeah.
We saw the
No,
dog guards.
are all-
Oh,
So,
I didn't
do
think
you-
we saw them.
Your what's your flying speed?
50 feet.
Okay, perfect. So we'll bring it right over here. Your action was to take the bone out of the thing though and cast that. So I'm
Oh,
gonna...
yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, absolutely on your turn you can do that. And as you do come over to the door, you see right at the end of this doorway are a couple of dogs. So
Where's
I'm
the
going.
clothes?
It's like slightly ajar. He kind of just walked through it and came into the.
It's a jar. I thought it was a door.
Boo.
Alright, so I'm just gonna bring these guys.
Yeah.
Can I give negative inspiration for Patema?
Where are these? There we go. So keep. Come on, computer. There we go. Alright, so I'm just gonna bring these guys into this. There we are. Boy.
After we get out of this church, hopefully alive, I should probably ask Splint what his agenda is, because I just kind of went along with this.
What now?
Like one of those guys who fall into peer pressure, just this is like really extreme peer pressure.
I'm used to doing what I'm told, my guy.
Look, they're holding hands.
Oh,
Oh, I don't.
good boy.
They're the cutest.
In their little
They're
nappies.
Fucking
skipping
sick,
down
bro.
the hall.
Is that a bulldog
They're
and a bull
bros. They're
terrier?
dude bros.
Yeah.
Hey bro, close your eyes.
Exact
Hey,
same
bro,
dogs like my
what do
friend.
you see? Nothing. Bro.
Yeah, perfect.
That's my life without you, bro.
Bro.
Okay, so
Are they
you're
walking in like back to back like that?
they're kind of walking in like holding hands,
Jojo
marching with their
characters.
weapons and shuffling along because
Oh,
they're too kind of big for the doorway, so they're so big and bulky. Actually, no, there's a huge ceiling. I'm saying. No, they're just big bulky boys. They're
Yeah,
walking
that's the
shoulder to
excuse.
shoulder.
I can see the sexual tension.
For sure. They let go of holding hands as soon as they come to the door. Only
Aw.
Rapidash sees this, and the two of them just tower over you. And then immediately, as you fly to the door with the bone in hand, you look up and they're already there. And the first guard is like, "Right, step aside." This guy, the brown dude, just is like, "Right, step aside, please. We're here to under inspection. We heard that one of the alarms went off, and we're here to
I
inspect."
start
so
waving
please,
the bone.
Give me He's gonna actually just take a
Check.
wisdom saving check. He's gonna take a
Oh
wisdom
lord.
saving. Okay, no, he's good. He got a 15, so he's
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, you just.
I'll just roll for the other one just to be sure. He got a. Actually, give me persuasion check, please.
Oh shit. What's my persuasion? 0. Fantastic. 8.
Okay, so both of them pass. You're waving this bone, but the two of them kind of give a little sniff and just spit on you and just kind of continue moving. It's like, step aside, please. Twit. Little twig. All right. And this guy moves in, steps in, and he's like, "Hello. We're here. The alarms went off. Luckily, Father Brown went ahead of us, but what seems to be the scenario? Christ."
I'm
flame.
afraid that our friend here killed the Mr. Brown.
Right, I'm gonna have to all of you right here, right now. If you'd please come with me.
It was actually the pie.
That is fair.
Kill them all!
Titan,
the coin
Titan,
on.
can you please? I'll handle these guys. Will you get a bucket of water for me and put this fire out? I'll start rounding up these people and bring them to the Pope.
Can Reggie just go over with like his wings or his hands like forward, being like, "Yeah, just take me." Like I don't.
Oh,
I don't think I'm a good adventurer anymore.
oh my god.
He's got a guilty conscience. He killed one of the murderers.
Oh my god!
And I'm gonna stare really intensely at Reggie.
I don't like this anymore.
Oh my god. Okay. So he rummages around in his bag and pulls out some cuffs and puts them around your small little hands, and he he resizes them so that your hands are tied, and he's like, "Oh, if you could all
zoom in on the tiny hands." They're so tiny.
That looks kind of pretty.
I don't know for my age, okay?
So
Splurge
yeah,
is holding Reggie.
Splurge. Oh yeah, sorry. I'm gonna sorry.
Reggie up.
Whoops. I'm gonna move Sid over here. I'm gonna. Where did he? Oh,
I gotta
okay.
go for dinner, guys.
Sure, I'm gonna have to go
Okey-doke.
soon. So, are you submitting to arrest, or are you gonna hold your ground?
You talking
To me?
to us? Or...
Yeah, I was talking to Cameron.
I'm
Oh.
gonna try and sneak away, but if that fails, I will submit.
Sure. Okay. That's
I'm
fair.
not gonna try and like hit them.
Perfect. No worries.
He's
So,
staring you in the face.
Okay.
I was like, oh, officers, thank you. These criminals.
Just backing
The
up.
shadiest looking one.
Oh my god!
Perfect. Okay.
I'll see you guys in 2 weeks, okay?
Okay.
And I just walk away.
Boy.
Well, have a nice dinner. I might have to go soon, but I'll get through all you guys. What are you currently doing? Are you guys submitting to arrest or no?
Absolutely.
No.
No.
I am
I'm
asleep
gonna
and
wake
concealed.
Up and sell them all.
What happened?
I'm gonna wake up and sell them all to the guards.
Oh, sell them all. Okay.
Yeah.
So tell me exactly what you say.
The raccoon killed the archbishops, and they kinda I revived him, but then the whatever that is,
You were asleep. You didn't know nothing.
oh yeah, a rabbit, yeah, another rabbit. No, another rabbit. Kill the rabbit, and then get confused, stumble a little bit, and then that's it.
You're gonna trust a sleeping cat? I'm pretty sure she's on the side of these pine martens.
I'm going to
She's
trust
fine.
a member of
She
the
was
church
so
over a scoundrel
Gotta
like
trust
you.
her.
I can see, from the looks of you, not even from these parts, are you, stranger?
Who,
I
me?
can tell by the tan lines
My
along
accent.
your ankles and your wrists there. You look like you've been from out down south, I believe. Oh, I know those parts well. Spent some of my
do
years
you know?
down in those parts, but
So
like
did
you
I.
are a bit reckless.
What were you
before
doing
we
for
come
those
with-
years? That's awfully suspicious, Mr. God.
Oh, well, I'll be looking after you in prison if all goes well now for the next 20 years. We'll see. I'll be able
5,
to
20
tell you
years,
all
what
those
was that
stories.
What?
I'm gonna go without any complaint because I didn't do anything
Well,
that was
good,
unlawful.
but I can see you standing right beside those flames. We'll bring the kitty along as well. She can tell the
Oh
whole
wow,
story.
standing
Oh.
beside a fire. That's so incriminating.
Well, it wouldn't. It probably wouldn't. You know, Madam.
Very bright, are you, love?
Well, the fact that. Right, listen here. Right,
Starts
get
to
out of the
tear
way,
up.
lads.
I'm
Right.
gonna run. I'm gonna run. I'm running. I'm getting out of here.
Yeah, I'm flying like 30 feet up.
Can you roll me an initiative check, please?
Who, me?
Yes, please.
Okay. Oh, sick. No, that's not great. It's 15.
You got a 19, and he's gonna give you a grapple. Can you roll me an acrobatics check or athletics?
Oh, cool. I have advantage on these. That is a. Just give me a second. Just gonna look at my character screen. It's a 23.
Oh, fuck, you got a 16. So he goes, you immediately duck down, like slip out of his arms, goes to grab you. He's like, oh, you fucker, you've done it now. But
Get fucked. I'm gonna run away.
okay, so it's gonna take an opportunity attack on you as you run away.
Shit.
Okay, so very good at. You got an 11. Does that hit?
It does not.
Okay, so the axe, he goes to grab you, swings the axe, it flies right over your head, and you make a break for the door. Okay.
I'll come to the court hearing, I swear. Bye.
Okay, so did you do what we got? We'll just go from the start of the round. We'll just go from you. So, Splint, how far can you run?
Oh, 35 feet. I would probably try and what do you call it? Dash. So 70 feet,
Okay.
if possible.
So you're gonna run down here. This guy immediately, as you run past him, the big bulldog shouts to the bull terrier. I don't know. Whatever. He shouts down to him. He's like, "Oh, get that one!" And he's immediately readies his hammer and goes to swing it up at you. So he gets 16.
That'll hit just on the money.
All
Unless
right.
I can use my shield. I do not know.
Well, I reckon that you probably didn't have your shield out.
Fair point.
He then deals with his hammer. He does 8 bludgeoning damage to you.
Cool. I'm still up, but I'm gonna run away.
Okay. So he just crashes under your legs, just smashes your shins. You tumble over the thing and continue scrambling down.
Indeed. Oh wait, I can teleport. I'm gonna teleport. I'm
Teleport.
gonna use
How do you
fiery
forget?
teleportation.
Fuck. Okay.
Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that because that incriminates me because it's fire. I'm not doing that.
Hit the one person who's like standing next to the flames that just like confirms you've set fire to like an archbishop of the church.
I didn't do anything wrong. And yeah, I'm just gonna keep going.
So the both the dogs just blow on a little whistle to alert all the other dogs, and you start scrambling down the dark marble hallways. And from other rooms come other guards, and eventually you are just completely outnumbered by all these guards who just start clambering on top of you. You dash around them, squirm, crawl, everything else. You get past quite a few of them, but eventually you are outnumbered as about 6 of them circle you.
And then
Yeah,
I
all
just
the-
put my hands in the air and I go, I didn't do anything wrong.
Oh gosh.
I was hired by the guard. I was hired to be a guard. I'm no dog, but you know, I was a guard for that room with all the wanky stuff in it. You know, woozles, some woozles,
Swanky stuff.
all that swanky stuff. You know, sorry, my accent's
Wanky
quite.
stuff.
I did say wanky.
I love this guy. Reggie doesn't find it.
Yeah. And
Okay.
I think I'll faint or something.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
I'm
faint death. Give me a performance check.
I'm not good at
Oh, you-
those.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not. Still not good at those, but performance 12.
You can actually do it with advantage because you are so beaten up and exhausted.
Oh, fair one. That's 16.
Fair one.
then.
16. You're just I
Fair one.
didn't do anything wrong and just collapse. Your legs give in. They're already shaking, and you look
Yeah.
down as well. They're just. You realize there's little bits of bone sticking out through your shins, but the adrenaline just kept you running. and just
happened to me?
both
No,
are.
that's
And they're completely trembling, and eventually, as the adrenaline starts to ease off, and pain
Oh.
settles in, you collapse.
As I
and...
faint, can I say, "Oh dear me, my poor self," and I'm going to use that as my healing word, so I
Okay,
at least
sure, no
fall
worries.
asleep with a bit more health. Thank you.
Perfect. Yeah, no worries.
Thank you.
Okay. So you guys have heard all this like scrambling and shouting down at the end of the hall. And there's a pause for a moment, and then the dogs kind of straighten up. Is like, right, you gonna come with me or not? Easy way, hard way. It's up to you. And he pulls out another pair of handcuffs. You wouldn't mind. So how
Who's he
How-
talking to?
he's just talking to you guys as well, to be honest. I'm gonna roll for Soot's stealth. Okay, he's gotten past him for sure. So Soot is disappearing down the hall. I'm gonna roll for a few guards to see if they spot him. None of them so. Okay, yeah. Okay,
Can
the fifth
I
one got
fly
him.
up into the rafters?
You can absolutely. Are you taking a stealth check?
Sure, I'll take a stealth check.
Sure. And then the rest guys, Soot is out, but eventually he. Oh man! Into the as the guards just grab him by the scruff and clamp his legs and wrists.
Oh. Okay.
You are handcuffed. Is Splurch? What is Splurch doing?
Splurch is holding a handcuffed Reggie, and he'll just be like, I better go with Reggie. His mama will be awfully upset if something were to happen to him.
The big bulky dog goes over. He's like, very wise for a mushroom, and
Oh, I'm
clamps
a very
the handcuffs.
clever mushroom, you'll find.
I can see that. I'll put a good word in for you that you came here very
Oh,
calmly.
thank you so much. You should come round for dinner sometime.
Oh my god! Give me a persuasion check, please.
Persuasion.
Are you flirting with this guy or like?
Oh no, I'm just a fucking idiot. That's
It's Southern charm.
a 5.
Okay, so you know what? I'll think about it, love. Right, yeah, no, I might. You know, who knows? You know, I'm very busy. I'll see if I can get around to it. But is your sword covered in blood?
That would be from the Pine Martins.
Oh right, see, okay, you can have the Pope know that one, right? And he finishes clamping down your wrists. And Geralt, what are you currently doing inside of the kiddie's hood?
Sleeping.
Sleeping. You're just
Hoping that can count as a short rest.
yeah, sure. I'll allow it to count as a short rest. You can go back to sleep as soon as he looks inside the hood as he's like putting handcuffs. Are you allowing him to put handcuffs on you, Nibble?
No, I won't. Thank you very much.
He's like, yeah, but give me a
Lord.
persuasion check, please.
Horrible cat.
I use it plus
Okay, give me roll 2 20-sided dice, please. And
20 and 1.
okay, perfect. You watch then as that's beautiful. You watch as Nibble's eyes expand inside her head as she looks up into the dog's eyes, and she ruffles her fur a bit and just starts like playing with her paws and looking up at the big dog, and she's like, "I'll take over, please." And he's like, "Oh, Nibble, you always get me. All right, go along. All right, all right."
What the
Blushes a
fuck?
bit. Go on, Nibble. Come on, I know you're good for it.
This is so fucked.
And then as you're walking off, he's like, "Wait, hold up," and he reaches inside with two of his fingers. He doesn't have fingers, but he reaches in and plucks out Geralt. He's like,
Hey, how did
I'll bring him. No, not touchy. Not
Wait,
touchy.
what part? How does he pick
Where the
up?
fuck am I?
How does he pick up Geralt?
Yeah, how does he see me?
he just sees you nuzzled up in the. I mean, you're not that. You're still pretty bulky. I mean, you wouldn't be.
You're massive.
Look at the size. No.
I'm
Well,
a
you would.
necro.
But does he pick Geralt up by the tail?
Oh?
Good. Yeah, I'd say that is. Well, that's why I was imagining was sticking out because it looks like
A grub.
a grub. Yeah.
Well, he doesn't because I walk away. Why?
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, no, that's fair. Okay. You've already like given him the big like wide eyes and everything, and he's like, oh, right. He stopped paying attention to you. Okay, that's fair. So
Don't let the big man take me, Mr. Cat. He's scary.
well, you actually currently still just be a. So yeah, you guys are all then escorted, to the Pope's Hall, and we will leave it. We'll come back to it then in maybe 40 minutes or so.
How does
Sweet.
that- I'll put the flash screen on. It loops.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Okey-dokey.
Great idea.
It's funny how you can't really get rid of that southern accent. It kind of sticks around.
Oh, did I keep talking with it?
Every
It's
now
like-
and then you would. I can hear it slightly in your voice.
That's cool. Okay, are we taking a break?
Yeah,
I'll
I'm just
I'll
gonna
go
set
make
up the
some
map
food.
and stuff. Okay,
Okay,
perfect.
I'll put the flash screen on.
No, wrong map's gonna load.
It's okay, I hid it from the stream. Oh, Lucy, have you seen the break screen yet? Oh, you see it. The stream, yeah, it's in general. Although the stream has been very stuttery for some reason. Haven't been quite as good connections. But maybe it's because we started. But like last week it was fine.
Okay, fair enough. We shall send them to the cellars for now. Bring
Yeah,
them, Butch.
Can I talk to them all? Like, hello there, there's been a bit of a misunderstanding here.
You hear as you enter the mind of the mole. You just feel it, you're kind of you feel like you're standing in his mind for a moment, and the mole is massive. If you were to like there's no physical vision that you have of the mole currently, but it's just the presence as you enter the mole's head. It is it's so deep. It's huge.
The
It's
mole is massive
powerful.
and deep.
Yeah. It's just almighty power as you enter this thing, and you feel like you're kind of pushing against this wall, this barrier, like a magnet being repelled. But you push through and you send your message through, and you a reply like,
Gabe thinks of moles.
understanding.
So up.
There, yes, of course, this has been a misunderstanding.
Yes, Mr. Pope, is it? Pope? Yes, Pope. Yes, Mr. Pope. There has been a theft in the Hall of Failures. We are here to report.
If
Mr.
I
Poop.
is true, you have lost one of our artifacts while doing the job for us, I believe. The artifacts, and in this moment, everything's kind of gone quiet, and the rabbit's kind of looking at the mole, who's kind of just like lying back a little bit, like his head is tilted back a tiny bit, and he's looking up in the moonlight, and everyone's just kind of giving him. They think he's having some kind of epiphany or something like that, and you're in the background towards the door, just kind of like talking to him inside your. And he does explain that you have lost the artifact to his knowledge.
Yes, but we be the only ones who have seen who took it.
Very true. I shall have my please stay
Is
calm
that
and.
for anybody else?
Yeah.
What's this?
You're
Your
kinda
mic is
cutting
kinda
out.
cutting
With-
Oh shit! Oh
I think,
balls!
I
Sorry
think
guys.
it's the if you turn off your
Okay.
your voice auto sensitivity
Let me see. So
and just have it constantly on, because it's the
Uh,
quietness. It's cutting out the
sure,
audio because
sure.
it doesn't think you're
Voice
talking.
auto
It's
sensitivity.
cutting out a bit there.
Yeah, it kind of it's like
Even
Huh.
traffic.
just saying
Yeah.
Like, if
Where
you
where
go
is
to
that,
your-
Fatema?
If
You go to your settings and you go to
Oh,
voice
hi,
and
Mono.
video.
Yes.
Hello, I've been here the whole time.
Waiting, listening.
favorite line.
Echo cancellation, noise reduction.
No, you
no
go
no
to
no up higher.
voice.
Oh,
Exactly.
top?
Like automatically determine input sensitivity. You untick that.
oh yeah, it's ticked. Yeah.
You untick
Oh,
it
untick it. Okay, is that better?
and you bring the slider all the way to the left.
The left. Okay.
You've got a great instruction voice, Mono.
Thank you.
What?
Like, that was nice. Like, you've got a good voice for explaining things.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate
is
it.
that
Turning it off and back on again.
Yeah, your audio
that
is,
better?
Yeah.
constant now, so it won't just turn on whenever you speak.
okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
so we'll hear you when you fire.
So essentially, he says for you to just rest and stay calm. They're gonna bring you to the cells. The rabbit is very unreasonable and over like twists all his words, but no one else is above the rabbit. So he's had this really kind of tough little situation where he's trying to get rid of the rabbit, but the rabbit is kind of taking most of the power just because the mole talks really low and quiet.
Oh, you
But he's gonna
You
have
need
a word
reason to get
with
rid
his.
of the rabbit. Just look at him near the children.
I will take your wise words.
That's
Let Reggie go up to him.
No, what?
as he,
eBay.
Reggie must kill the bunny.
the rabbit has his arms behind his back and he's just looking directly at Reggie. And the mole says to you inside of your mind to just stay calm while they try to figure out the situation, and you'll be put into cells for now, but to not do anything rash. And we'll try to organize something for you guys to make amends for what you've done.
I eat man, no butter.
You're just hearing. Are you? Do you have to talk to say any of this, or this all happens in your
No,
own
no,
head?
no. This is all telepathic.
Okay, cool. And
And
you
that-
see the.
Okay. I'm gonna use one of my things called Psychic Focus, which lets me use telepathy with up to 6 creatures that I choose. So all the party, I'm just gonna tell them, "Don't be bothering, we'll be okay."
Okay,
Is that
cool.
your version of no bother?
That's what you use that for, to tell us it'll be
Fun.
okay. Please give me some examples and give me one.
The mole got
He
their
has long
back.
ears like
Just
me.
we'll be
I
going to
believe
the
him.
cells for a little while.
Okay,
Don't be,
the
don't
more.
be doing anything rash. Is what he be saying.
Splurch is gonna step forward, holding Reggie
Oh,
forth,
Yes.
and say,
uh-huh.
Mr. Pope, Mr. Cabbage Pope, I am an emissary of the fungi folk from God's grave. I think it might be against your best wishes to cause any harm to me in case it sours the relationship between our two great factions.
You see the Pope nodding, kind of very, very slowly, just nodding silently. And he brings up one of his little clawed fingers and kind of makes a gesture to one of the guards to like come closer, and kind of brings up his hand to the rabbit. The rabbit angrily, like in a huff, kind of backs up, and Butch makes his way over to the Pope, and the Pope brings him down closer and kind of holds his head and whispers into the dog's ear, and then Butch is like, Right, yeah, yeah, we're going to just bring you to the cells. The Pope's going to have a little think about what you guys can do. We're basically thinking, you know, you lost this here amulet that you're meant to guard. We have to do. we
This
have to
is the
do
first
some-
I've heard of any amulet.
I just gotta
Right,
like,
yeah,
"Oh,
well-
we lost the cabbage thingy.
As you'll just be like through the tears. No, we definitely lost that. Just concentrate.
I
okay?
don't remember there being an amulet.
No, it was
When,
like
when did we
golden
do
thing.
anything with an amulet? I woke
Right,
up
just
and then
before
Pan
we
Martins
murdered everybody.
I was sleeping.
Right, yeah, that there is the problem. You probably because you probably shouldn't have been sleeping on the job. That's probably where the
I
problem.
had a mighty good sleep.
I bet you did. Yeah, I did too until I was woken. But
Sleeping on the job, were you?
no, I was actually not. We were short on guards, and I was called out. I was not sleeping on the job, boss.
I'll read
right.
Butch and I give him a wink.
It's very like comical.
Oh, now Rapidash is flirting with Butch.
Everyone's flirting with Bush. Look at those
What's your part
abs.
taken, alright?
Pecs, I mean.
I'll be back in a
Um,
minute. Keep going.
Oh, right.
What? We
Right.
can't leave. We're
What?
prisoners.
Well, listen, it seems that the Pope is going to forgive you for these matters. If you can, in turn, go and retrieve this amulet. We have a hunch on who might have it. He's a member of the Blackpaw family. The residency is just out of town. We can give you directions, and we have a hunch that this young individual has taken interest in this pendant. He has been known, and the mole kind of brings him down and continues like whispering in his ear, and he's like, he has been known to be dabbling in illegal magics, and we would like it if you could check on the residency and check if he has the amulet. If not, you are to return directly to us. There will be warrants out for your arrest in the meantime if you do return to the city without completing
So
the
we're going to be
quest.
hunted.
Yeah.
Well,
What-
well,
What if we get arrested while we're doing it?
well, essentially, as long as you're outside the city, you're none of our business. But if you enter the city walls again without having completed the quest, you can be arrested again, brought back here, and we will interrogate you and check on how everything is going, basically.
What if we just don't
It's-
come back?
Well,
Stop
I guess you
doing
can
it.
say goodbye to your jobs, your families, and all of that. Sure, yeah, you
Yeah,
can
we're
be.
just
You can be
weekend
on the run.
adventures. We have to come back, guys.
Siri,
Like,
what
it
be
was
going
our
on?
Time. Like, we're all employed.
We need to be able to check the notice board.
Yeah.
You have
Here's the
about
garbage man.
3 days
Pardon?
to complete this. If you can come back within 3 days, we will remove the warrant if you complete this within 3 days. If you do not, we will extend the wanted thingy
Bounty.
beyond the walls of the city. Yeah, your bounty will be the breaches of your bounty. Be,
Seriously,
basically-
what be
Level
going on?
100.
from now on, it is illegal for you to enter the
Walls of the
city
city are really
until
fucking
quest
weird.
is completed. He's like sweating balls at this stage. He's like really paid. Right. I've never been put under this pressure before. Right, yeah. So you basically you get the job done. You come back. We remove your bounty. Otherwise, you do not. Your bounty is covers the entire kingdom. And otherwise, though, in the meantime, your bounty is for just outside the city walls, basically. So you can't go hiding in nothing. If
Well
you
said,
get
Butch.
I don't think I fully understand. Could you explain that again?
yeah, no problem.
I'll explain it to you later. It's okay.
One of
Mr.
the
Butch. You're fine.
the other dog comes over and pats him on the back and just
That's
says,
on the head.
yeah. basically, what he's saying is you gotta bring back this amulet. If you don't bring back the amulet, you're arrested again. So you got basically just get back the amulet in 3 days, or you're fully life. You know what I'm saying? You have 3 days.
So the
to redeem
murder
yourself.
is fine. The murder is completely okay, but we don't
Well,
bring back the
The
amulet.
Pope says nobody's been murdered,
Nobody was murdered, Reggie.
except for the
We-
criminals
we-
who have
Yeah,
seemed
so
to have
self-defense.
stolen the amulet. You did
We
seem to
literally
be.
murdered the guy up there.
Reggie, Reggie, do.
Reggie,
Reggie,
he's
do.
supposed to be standing there, so I don't think he's murdered.
Wait,
So
that's the same rabbit. Is that the
Yeah,
same
he'd just be a
rabbit?
little bit burned.
If anything,
Yeah.
No, I
like-
think that's a different
like
rabbit.
torture.
I remember seeing that rabbit go up in flames from that
Yeah.
weasel. You remember?
True.
Yeah,
No,
The
was
Pope
murdered.
works in mysterious ways.
If somebody was murdered, Reggie, show me the body.
Mr. Pope, he's an evil spirit. Should I
I
expel him
mean,
from the
we
Tempest?
can arrest you, but we could really use you to have seen the person who stole this. You can confirm by going and investigating this place if that person who stole the amulet is in fact the person who was there with you.
You've got to lose words, man.
Yeah.
Where did you
Cheers.
get these dogs?
Listen, I'm not. It's usually the bunny's plan to do. The bunny's better be doing this. I'm not good at this. But the Pope has strictly told me not to let the bunny speak in this time, as he is apparently being very unreasonable. So I'm trying my best here. I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not a charlatan. I'm no charlatan. I'm no public speaker.
Oh God.
You can see from these big arms of mine, I'm made for restraining individuals and chopping off heads. So this ain't my job, mate. All right, you just cut us some slack. All right, I just do my, and eventually the mole brings him back down and just like brings up his little hand and pets his cheek. So yeah, all right, cheers. All right. Listen, just listen. I'm gonna take you outside the grounds. I'm gonna guide you to where you need to go, and you're gonna get
Thank you, Titan.
Oh.
You're okay.
you're gonna get the amulet, and you're gonna bring it back, or we're gonna have to arrest you. All right?
I didn't mean to hurt your feelings.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Listen.
Don't
Look
worry,
at his
Darling,
burning
you're
little
doing
face. Of
great.
course, suit hurt his feelings.
It's fine. Listen, you just get the pendant. If you can't,
What?
we're gonna have to arrest you
Yeah.
and kill you for
Yeah,
your
man.
crimes. We will just assume that you are the ones who stole the pendant, basically. So if you can prove yourselves innocent,
Horrible.
Why don't you be checking us now then?
or you can
This
use
is not how
magic
you
or something.
conduct.
Because they
This
know
is
we
not
did.
how you conduct employee-employer
And you will be seeing that
relationship.
we don't have the amulet.
Oh, but what
Have
if we
been on
did have the amulet? Then wouldn't
Exactly,
that make
exactly. What if
everything
you
so
do
much
have-
easier? Everybody in your pockets.
Yeah. Everybody
Oh.
empty your pockets right now. Empty your pockets, everybody.
I'll have to put Reggie down to do
I'd
this.
rather.
You all have like handcuffed arms, and you start undoing your pockets, and nothing's really there. They check you down, they pat you down. Yeah, but you could have given it to someone else. So
Yeah, when we were being
Who are
escorted by
you
you
talking
over
about? You
here.
can hear this.
Well, you were in there for like about, I'd say, how long were they in there? 4, 6, 8.
Edward.
You were there
I
like
don't understand.
you were
We
there
were
like
your
11
employees.
hours.
You're
So
gonna accuse us?
Yeah, but you guys know when it was taken because of the alarm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we have actually confirmed that the alarm was for the condom dome.
I've
And
no
not
idea what you're talking about.
The
Calm
other
down.
dome. No alarm was triggered for the pendant for some reason, but the
Well,
condom
then there's
dome
obviously a
was
flaw in the
triggered.
Security system. Maybe.
Well,
it's-
yeah. We're
Probably why they
assuming.
hired
Listen,
Jesus.
we're just assuming magic was used. So if magic was used to get it, then it probably was used to teleport it away. So you just go check
You
the
are the worst
fucking
employees
mansion, or I'm gonna fucking arrest you right now.
You got that.
Listen, Pope, can I arrest these pricks? And the Pope just like looks up and just kind of like sighs, and he's like, "All right, listen, you
Right, diplomatic community.
I don't know what to do in this situation. Listen, Daisy, not Daisy. Titan. Listen, Titan, can you help me out here?
A booch.
Yeah, right, Butch. Listen, lads, you gotta. Can you listen? I'm gonna escort you out of here, and they start like shuffling you out the doors. It's like, listen, we're gonna bring you out to Castle Walls. You can we're gonna put you in a cell for now, so you can get a nice night's sleep. But we have to, keep our eyes on you and all that for tonight. But tomorrow we're gonna send you beyond the castle walls, and we're gonna show you where the mansion is, and you're gonna go to the mansion, and have an ask. You're gonna say, hey, have you got the pendant? And they might say, yeah, we got a pendant, or they might say, no, we don't got a pendant. So whatever they say, you come back here in the afternoon. You got to tell us, if they have a pendant or not.
Can I speak to the mole again? Real quick.
Jesus Christ.
What are you saying?
Can we be getting an extra day because I promised the children to take them to the festivities tomorrow?
Oh, what a good dad.
The woman is
Give me
going mad.
give me a persuasion check.
This is not good.
It's been 2 hours.
13. And the Pope just says inside of your mind, just, if you had really cared about your children, you wouldn't have taken the job in the first place. You would have been up bright and early. So you can take this as a little bit of, karma, I suppose. Your kids will be disappointed, but make sure just next time you find the time for them.
Pope out here throwing shade about how you handling your kids.
And if you do not
Why
receive
the Pope have a contact, by
pendant,
the way?
you just see a boop, boop, boop. Call ended.
Message.
Read then. Fine.
Listen, mates, if you want to go back to your daily lives again, you get find a pendant, or we go to you on the spot. So they say all this as they're guiding you out, and they bring you down the hallways, down the many sets of stairs to the basement, and bring you all into individual cells. And they take off all your equipment. They pat you all down, remove any weapons or tools that you have, just leaving you with your clothes on your back. And they bring you back. Yeah, they bring you to these cells. So you spend the night there. I don't know if there's anything that you want to do currently.
Sleep.
Do you spend the night there, or do you do anything in the meantime?
Aren't we being forced into this place?
Yeah, and how big are the bars? Like,
They're like animal
They
cages.
put you in a bird cage.
okay.
They put Geralt in a glass box,
Fuck!
like a tank.
I can't
It's
move.
their appropriate species.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, that's fair.
I'm gonna turn this into a hotbox.
They have removed your any drugs that you did have on you, so you do have just the trousers on your
I
legs.
just imagine having a tail full of drugs.
Fuck.
But you spend the night there, and the next morning, Butch and Titan meet you guys, and they escort you back outside the castle walls. Bring you outside the castle walls. You see fields and fields and fields, all empty, of where the cabbages used to grow. Only a few little cabbages here and there are specked around the fields. Just things that were forgotten or moldy or rotten. And Butch says to you guys, right, listen, you want to continue going north along this path for about 2 miles, and after about 2 miles, you're gonna start veering west, and you follow up the small trade road up along there, and it'll take you to the top of the hill where the Blackpaw mansion resides. And you're gonna have an ask, come back to us with whatever information you find. Or else, yeah, you're gonna have my axe for breakfast.
But I'm
Nice.
vegetarian.
Yeah.
It's metal, mate.
Exactly.
It's not.
It's not a vegetable.
Can I give negative experience? Like, can I take negative?
Okay, bye now.
He
I'm just
just,
busting your balls,
he
basically.
just
I'm
stares at
busting
you.
I'm just busting
He
your
just
balls,
stares
man.
at you, and his eye twitches a little bit,
Look,
and he's.
don't get your
continues
pedigree in a
staring.
twist. I'm just busting your balls.
I don't think he has balls.
know what's under that metal
Oh,
nappy,
he's
okay? Let's
training.
get it.
Yeah.
Lol. Okay, let's go. Let's go imagine.
Be careful, or cabbage snatchers, or whatever. Alright. And they
Cabbage
kind of
snatchers
turn
are
around, and the
That's the
gates close
important
behind you.
information.
But I think
Cabbage
before the
snatchers are
gate.
just like scum.
Cabbage snatch. Give me a history check, Amy.
Oh, of course. I was just in school, so maybe I learned about it recently or some shit. So that's history is so that's 18 altogether.
18. So you know that cabbage snatchers who have tasted meat or blood and cannot go back to eating the pellets that the church provide them, and so they become outlaws and either hunt people on the trade roads and eat them, but usually they will try to steal cabbages from the fields themselves and eat the unborn children from the cabbages. Hence why they're called cabbage snatchers. And the prime time for cabbage snatchers to strike is after the harvesting, which has just taken place. Well, they've all been harvested today. It's all taking place currently in the city. But any remaining cabbages that have been forgotten about, they usually come in and take those scraps and eat them. But yeah, they are known just to be vicious. And a lot of the time, when animals taste blood, they tend to revert back to their animalistic state.
Oh,
and
you
so
mean
are-
like the rabbit did when it licked it off Reggie?
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
He's totally a predator. You should
For
kill him.
sure. There you go.
I'll relay that back to anyone who didn't know that information.
Sure. Okay, so you guys are walking through the cabbage fields. It's a lovely, bright, sunny day, blue skies, and you pass these empty, earthy fields. A few wilted cabbages here and there, and inside are kind of like dried up.
Shouldn't we change the map?
Yeah, I will be soon. There's little bits of dried up blood here and there around the cabbages, and inside, when you peek in, there's little dried up fetuses inside of the cabbages
Lol.
of all different creatures and animals, all different animals. And you're walking along. You continue walking. What is the marching order of everyone? Can I actually? I'm going to put everyone in order here.
Splurch will take the front.
Okay.
I don't want.
Those
Am
around.
I still handcuffed and being carried?
No,
by-
no, you've been everything has been taken off. You don't want to
it just,
say.
Reggie's
it
gonna
just
walk
slept
at the back.
carrying you.
I'm
So-
gonna,
Reggie's gonna like
I'm gonna follow.
walk along slowly.
You're gonna
Yeah,
follow Splurch behind?
Yeah, on all
Okay.
four with my wand just tonking behind me.
Tonking behind you. Yeah. Dunk.
I would have tried to get back into Nibbles' hood if I can.
Perfect. Yeah. Do you allow him to go back into your
Yeah,
hood,
he
Nibbles?
can.
There you
Nice.
go.
Neck pillow
Okay.
time.
So who
In
would be
me hood.
next? Reggie, where would you be placed? Would you be placed towards the back or the front, or?
I reckon he's like walking disheartenedly at the back of the group.
Just kicking pebbles.
Yeah, just not impressed.
And I'll put him back here. And where's Soot?
I'll be like up in front of Reggie, maybe 2 ahead, so like middle of the pack.
Okay, perfect. And Rapidash?
Suit, can I be under your hood?
Sorry.
It's really
Oh, yeah,
bright out.
he's real wee as
You can be
well.
kind of on the shoulder. You can be
My-
kind of.
My head is kind of in the hood.
Okay.
You'd be
do you have,
kind of
a
like-
pocket or something.
Oh,
be
Rapidash
equivalent to, like, a
could
2-year-old?
sit. Rapidash could sit on Splurch's shoulder and take the shade of the mushroom cap.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that.
Ooh, that works.
Oh yeah. Okay. Cool. On Splurch's shoulder.
Splurch
okay.
is also like the biggest, so
Mm.
True. That
And I'm
works.
tiny.
you could
so-
you could sleep under there.
There you go. Perfect.
Yeah, I'll hang upside down there.
Okay.
Like a little earring.
I'm not gonna rotate, but
No, look at his thumbnail. He'll be safe to rotate.
oh yeah, okay,
No need.
fine.
Nice.
Oh god.
There you go. So then we have where is Splint currently?
Splint will probably be somewhere in the middle, of not quite going in a straight row, but jumping left and right,
Okay.
kind of enjoying the fields a bit.
Were you here or here?
I can there.
Actually, I'll
There's
put you there. Okay. And Reggie, I'll bring you up a bit. Or you can actually be a little bit behind.
Yes, fair. Perfect.
Falling behind at the pouch, just like looking down, just kicking little stones.
Yeah.
Splurch, as you are. Oh, actually, this is much big. Oh, I'm bringing this down a bit. Splurch, as you're walking ahead, you suddenly below your feet, you slip, just a little bit.
Oh my
on
goodness.
something. You you
Rip the bat.
you slip
What
on
you be
something.
doing,
Just something
Splurge?
very soft slides under your feet, and you look down below your foot, and there's a tiny little kind of half the top torso, the top half of a fetus is just below your foot, just
Yummy.
smeared on the bottom of your sole, and and you look down and you look around, and you notice that all of these, hold up, all of these
Oh.
cabbage. Hold up. 2 seconds. I'll just bring you down. Actually, I'll leave you there. It's fine. All of these cabbages have been
Oh, Lord.
eaten and
Oh,
mauled
God.
alive, and
Such a bad adventure for me.
and from the wood, like from the woods, you see a fox and a wolf in very roughed up gear kind of emerge from the woods, and they're covered. Their hands are covered in blood. Their mouths are covered in blood. And we have a fox and a wolf here. Big chunky, big
Oh, nice.
wolf.
Where are they?
And,
where was their art? Or were they secret?
They were seeing. I was gonna hold back a bit.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. So they are emerging. A few of them like rips open the top of the cabbage and pulls out this unborn fetus and just starts sucking out all the juice inside of it until it's just a little shriveled husk, and chucks it on the floor. And this other wolf is just he's just kind of slicing it up, like he's kind of peeling it like off the leaves like it's an apple or something, and just kind of bites into it. And the pair of them look up. They're both kind of sitting on a few rocks, and they look up at you and immediately draw their blades. So will everybody
Like Pokemon
roll
Sword.
initiative?
Oh, initiative.
There we go.
Iniciativa.
Okay, 2 seconds now. I'll just roll for everyone here. Okay, so
I like that they're holding the swords in their mouths. That's cool.
thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so wolf. Okay, so Fox got a nat 1. Wolfie got a. Okay. Okay, so starting with Nibble. What did you get, Nibble?
7.
7. Okay. Splint.
22.
22. Zoom zoom. Rabidash.
11.
11. Geralt.
19, 19.
What was that?
19.
19. And then we have Soot.
21.
21.
21.
Splurch.
14.
Oh, sorry, you cut out there for a second. What did you get?
14.
14. And Reggie.
16.
16. Okay, so we will start with Splint. All of you were kind of like, looking around, taking in the view, and all of a sudden you focus in on these guys who have just kind of come out of the woods. So, Splint, you're first to react.
All right. How far away are they? Like, is this? Each
So
one's
1,
a
2,
5 foot?
3, 4. Yeah. 6,
Okay, great.
7. So 35 feet away from the wolf. Roughly.
All right. I'm going to use my. Yeah, I'm going to run up just in front of Nibbles, and I'm
Mhm.
going to cast Firebolt on the blue wolf.
Okay. So just here?
Sorry?
Just here? Is here okay?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah.
Okay, so how do you cast Firebolt? Where does it come from? Your hands, your mouth, your nose, your eyes?
I'm going to say, like, when I put my paws together. Yeah. I'm just gonna
Okay, so
fire
you
Firebolt
clap your
like that.
paws together and a Firebolt launches towards the wolf. did you say?
Actually, you know, like when you're like rallying archers and you just kind of like put your hand up and then you like fire forward. That's what I'm gonna do. So I turn
Yeah,
over
yeah.
my
Okay, so
shoulder
you
and I
launch your arm forward and a fireball. Your fur crackles, little sparks form, and a fireball shoots off towards your out from your hand towards the wolf. Is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And that is 10 points of fire damage.
What was the to hit? What was it to hit?
Oh right, 20. Wait, no.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's more than that. Yeah, it's 20 something anyway.
Okay, sure. Yeah, that absolutely hits.
And then I'm gonna use my bonus action to summon my wildfire spirit.
What is that?
That's like pretty much my main feature. It's like this little. It's like a fire elemental that just kind of like takes on a form of my choice. I just make it look like a flaming hair beside.
Oh, cool. So it just
Mm.
like it poofs up, like flickers up that starts bouncing around your shoulders and climbing up into your hair, around your ears. Just really, really excited to be alive
It's
again.
actually probably about the same size. 'Cause it's a
Oh, really?
small-
Oh, shoot.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So it's just like
Oh,
a
okay.
flaming like aspect of myself, pretty much. So it's just imagine like just flames like falling off the top of the
What
deck.
spell is that?
And just,
It's,
it's
the
not a spell.
wildfire
It's the
druid
wildfire druid.
That's so
Wait,
cool.
when did druids split into subclasses?
It was one of the
wildfire.
new
Second level.
Oh, on
level.
second level. Ah.
Yeah.
It's one of the
So
new
there you
raids.
go. There it is.
Exactly. Yeah, it always acts right after my turn in initiative, and I have to direct it with a bonus action. I
Okay.
like this bunny. It's
But
like he's
you-
kind of like
you-
putting his leg up, like hee hee. Actually,
So
sorry.
you-
If I say that I stand like bipedal normally, can I say that this one stands like a quadruped? Like it actually just like
Sure, yeah.
it's like an
Animalistic.
actual wild hair. Yeah.
Absolutely.
exactly.
2 seconds. 2
You
seconds.
can take.
Oh no, it's perfect as it is. It's beautiful.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, so your bonus action was used to summon it though, so it can't do anything this
Yeah.
time.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, so you shoot this flaming fireball towards the wolf. It just scorches. It explodes off its face, and just this huge scorch mark is all over its face. Blood is starting to ooze from little cracks of split and crackled skin. Its skin is already just so charred, it starts to split,
Oof.
and blood leaks out. Its
your fucking
eyes
sword and
completely
run, I'd say,
scorched
mate.
and blackened, and all its fur is just it's not looking good at all. It looks like it really, really hurts this thing.
I'd leave if I were you.
Okay, perfect. So the looking very, very angry. We're on to Soot. Soot, what do you do?
I am to rush the wolf.
Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. How many feet do you have?
I have 30 feet of movement, so
Okay,
I don't have enough.
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there?
Yeah.
Is that okay?
That's
Or
fine.
here, maybe?
And I will throw 2. No, 6 is fine, but I'll just.
Okay.
I guess I'll have to throw daggers. I will throw 1 dagger and then throw another one with pound.
Okay, so give me an attack roll for the first one.
Yours.
Can you throw a dagger in your offhand? That's cool.
Mhm.
Nice.
It's
Okay.
the same range, it's just you don't get your modifier.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
10 for the first one.
Misses. I'm
Sorry,
afraid.
11.
Okay. So
And the second one is 15.
15 hits. Okay. So
Okay.
the first one launches past his cheek, just bringing off like little bits of charcoal away from his cheek, but just lands in one of the cabbages behind him, and just a little spurt of blood comes out of the cabbage as it hits it. And you
Solid.
think for a second you hear a tiny little scream coming from the cabbage.
Oh no.
Oh god.
One damage.
Bingo.
God.
1 damage.
1 damage.
Okay. Perfect.
It's in like a gap.
Okay, so this second dagger cuts its ankle, kind of cuts between its toes, and I don't know, it cuts up its foot.
Give him a mean paper cut.
Yeah, for sure.
I pierce his ear with it.
Nice.
Now he's
It
got a
doesn't
dagger
stab
earring.
itself into him. It just slides in beside his foot, just cutting its foot. Okay, perfect. And,
that's all.
That's all. Okay. Geralt, what is Geralt doing right now?
How many? What's the distance between me and the wolf?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 squares, so 30 feet.
Okay, still hidden, like in the hood. I will pop out a bit, and I will throw a dart at him.
Okay, so
I
you
thought
have
you were
an.
gonna say your
I'm gonna say
tail.
you have advantage with this because you were tucked away. He
Okay.
was not expecting a little tiny lizard to come out of the hood.
Wonderful. Not 20.
Oh, juicy.
No.
Favorite dice never did.
Juicy.
Okay, so that's how much do I do for dice? Okay, that is how much was it? That is 12 points of piercing damage.
Damn. So this is a dart, is it, that you threw towards him?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
you launch this dart towards him, and he's just through his like muffled teeth, he's beginning to whistle, and he just whistles, Tanya, and as soon as he does say that, Tanya, the dart lodges itself in his throat, and he begins gargling up blood, and blood just starts bubbling out of his mouth. And he just keeps coughing, drops his sword in his mouth, and falls onto all fours, and just starts writhing, and just keeps coughing up blood on the floor. And yeah, it's his turn, and he kind of starts clawing his way.
Wait, can I?
Towards... Oh yeah,
sorry.
sorry. Yeah, what else?
Like,
you want to do? Sorry, my bad.
I'm just not as familiarized with monks. Can I do a second attack? Like with a thrown weapon, or is it only applied to like melee?
Anything with the monk weapon.
Dart counts as a monk weapon.
Yeah.
You can throw 2 darts in a turn because it's one.
Oh no,
main
it's an
weapon.
unarmed strike for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then
So
flurry of
it's not
blows
like-
would be another one.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't be. That doesn't.
I think
count
flurry
with
of
a
blows
ranged
would be
weapon.
more melee. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, flurry of blows is 2 melee
It's
attacks.
just doing a big round
Oh
of
yeah,
punches.
flurry of blows you have to use punches, but I mean for like offhand attacks he could throw.
You
it.
could throw another dagger towards him if you want.
Okay, I will.
Another dart? Yeah, okay. So he's now currently crawling towards Soot, on all fours, coughing up blood as he does, and you throw another dart towards him. Give me an attack on that, please.
Yeah, I go. Shush! Silence, Pooch. That is 22.
That hits. How do you want to do it? He has 1 HP. Or 2 HP.
I aim for the head.
Okay, so
nothing,
you
nothing
just-
fancy.
You send a dart flying between his eyes, then you just hear a and flattens
boy.
down on the ground.
And I hide on the Nibbles hood again.
Okay.
And I make
Perfect.
myself comfortable.
Okay, cool. So he is dead. Hey, Wolfie dead.
Oh. He has a
So
really nice
cool.
help. I'm not sick.
So next in line is Reggie. Reggie, you start to look up. You see all this chaos going on, and yeah, what do you do?
I feel like he's become like quite a chaotic character because no one knows what's gonna happen now because he just doesn't give a fuck. And he doesn't have any loyalty towards anyone at this point. So he's just gonna like go up. He's just gonna walk, not even like affected by what's going on. Over to some of the cabbages and see if any of them are still alive. And if he does, he has some
Aw.
good breed left over.
He's gonna eat them.
Oh, will
No,
you?
he's,
So you
yeah, he's gonna
peep
give good breed
inside.
to the ones that he feels like are alive.
Will you give me
capable.
a medicine check then as you move over to
course.
this cabbage?
Yeah, because fuck everyone else.
So really sad and gloomy walk over towards the cabbage.
become a
17.
mother again.
17.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
Yeah.
you go down on your knees and you look at the cabbage and you put your little tiny hands on the cabbage, and you feel like a little pulse coming from the cabbage, and you peel back one of the leaves, and you see a little tiny white mouse inside.
Aw.
Really curly. It's got little bits of hair on it. It's mainly pink though, mainly just fleshy and stuff, and it's kind of breathing really slowly. And you put your little finger onto its neck, and you can feel its pulse slowly fading, and you pop a little good berry in its jaws, and you kind of chews on it for a while, but it's too tough, so you kind of nibble on it a little bit and give it back the pulpy good berry.
Blech.
Just sucks it off your finger. and the rat kind of opens its eyes and kind of climbs up into your hand and curls up and goes to sleep. And it seems to be safe. You seem to have saved it.
That's very pleasant. Yeah, that's perfect. That'll do.
Okay. So you've
Amy's
saved that
D&D
little
character
mouse's
checklist.
collected child.
Save the
Become a
child.
mother.
It worked with the character this time too, okay? You got
Lisa
Yeah.
was saying this time ago, wondering if you're a child or not.
Amy's like, I'm gonna be a boy, so I don't have a child. Amy's character,
I'll
adopted.
try being a father.
You have a tiny little mouse now that's just born, and you saved its life.
good lord.
Wonderful. So on
Ready for
then
fatherhood.
to Splurch.
Find out next time.
Oh my god.
Splurch is gonna rage.
Okay, so Splurch,
I heard that. like,
you're on top of
through the
Splurch.
wall.
Splurch starts to grow, and little wisps of green motes of light start to come out of Splurch's body and flick into different parts of it, and it starts to grow and starts to glow slightly. It's kind of dull fungus skin starts to shimmer like a silvery shimmer, and the mushroom on its head starts to glow slightly.
Can I let go?
Yeah, 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 of course.
Just not go with that.
Yeah, give me an initiative roll. See how fast you react. Just see where you
Not
plop off
fast.
at.
Not fast. No, that's a 7.
Okay. There we go. So you're as Splurch, are you charging towards this fox?
Yeah. Let's charge towards them.
Okay.
Oh,
So how much feet do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4,
What are
5,
my?
6.
How much feet do I have?
2.
Oh, I only have 20 feet of movement.
I was trying not to make that joke.
I know.
So you can get to here. So you're just out of reach. And Rapidash, you drop off
Yeah.
about she just moves so quickly. All of a sudden you land about here and you plop off off her hat or off
Yeah.
her head.
Glowing
So
mushroom head.
you're just out of reach, Splurch, but you can prep an action if you want for when this fox approaches you. If you
Yeah, I want to ready a reckless attack
Okay.
to like swing
For-
my greatsword, my wooden greatsword.
Okay. As soon as someone's in reach, is it something?
Yeah, well, at this fox, pretty much.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Love the wording. Like, I'm going to prepare a reckless attack.
Very happy and content. So okay, it's Rapidash, your turn.
Okay, can I like fly up a little bit and just look at the fox? Can you make an intelligence saving throw, please?
Oh yeah, of course.
You're
So
upside
this
down,
fox so he's gonna make an intelligence saving throw. And that is not very high at all. So let me see here. I think he got like a 3 or a 2.
Yeah, okay, that fails. So doing a mystic thing called exacting query. It's one of the things that I
Okay.
chose. So I can ask him a question telepathically and he has to answer truthfully
Okay.
because he failed to save. Who
So
be
this-
sending you?
Nobody, just hunger.
Yeah, man, they're just out here eating babies.
Yeah.
Like, I thought that was really
Unusual here.
self-explanatory. It's fairly like
That's the wrong question. Yeah, fine.
You can imagine you really like lying on the floor, just with your arms up in the air, like, fine, okay.
Yeah, can I fly
Just
off the
on your
ground
back.
and just fly up in the air?
Sure, absolutely. So you fly
Yeah,
up. How
that's-
high do you fly up?
30, 40 feet.
Okay, so
Away.
you stand up, you dust yourself off, and you flap up into the air.
Yeah.
Okay.
Scarlet.
And what is Nibble doing at the moment?
I am playing with a cabbage leaf.
Jesus Christ.
Perfect. So just like picking up a cabbage leaf, you're kind of there's a little bit of dried blood on it, so you just kind of
I'm throwing it in the air and then stopping it and pouncing on it on the ground and then lifting again and pouncing it back again.
I will
give you a
join
little
in.
inspiration if I could. So Gerald joins in and starts blowing it a little bit and jumping up and kicking it through the air so it goes a little higher, and then Nibbles jumps on it and pounces it down with you as well, not really like caring which is bouncing down.
I love that you're really abiding to like the animal that you picked. You can have my inspiration because you just keep doing that. I appreciate that. It's like, what are you doing? We're all killing and saving, and you're like, I'm just playing with some shit.
Beautiful. Okay, so
I might be purring because I'm having fun. Can I use healing purr by absolutely not really using it on the mouse that
oh sure, yeah. So the mouse now sleeping in your hands, hearing the really soft, relaxing purr, opens
like
its eyes.
I'm not doing it consciously. Like I don't really want to heal it, but then I purr.
So its little eyes, tiny eyes, open up, and it crawls up along your arm. Reggie, and then nuzzles itself like under your armor, just by your neck.
Oh,
So I'm just gonna put
good
the
lord.
little white mouse just here. Oh, why did that not work? Right, there we go. Little tiny baby mouse. And it's got a little pink eye. More of a
I
red
shall
eye.
call him Julius Caesar.
Perfect. You have a tiny little white mouse there.
Me and Julius don't need anybody. Me and Julius against the world.
So then, from the bushes emerges what you can only assume to be Tanya.
Oh God.
Oh, that's Titan. Sorry.
You betrayed us!
What is
Come on, game. There we go. Okay, here's the game, guys. Well, if the game will move, please. Thank you. There we go. Here's
Ah,
Tanya. Emerges from the bushes.
the fuck?
And this bear is totally feral, like 100% feral.
Very fair.
Has cabbage leaves all over it, and charges towards you, Spurch, pounding on you with its claws and its just biting at you. So it says one attack. With its claws, it goes clawing at you immediately, and it gets a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And it does 7 slashing damage,
Yeah.
but then that's left, I believe.
Yeah.
And then
is that three
jumps.
is that 3 or 4?
Be 3.
3, okay.
And then its teeth, its jaws sink, or attempt to sink into your shoulders, I should say. It gets an 11. On
Oh,
its
that
next
doesn't
attack.
hit.
Okay, so you stumble back and its jaws start. You bring your sword up to its teeth, and it just kind of bring it back a bit as it starts just snapping towards you. Tanya is very hungry. Okay. And the fox grins and kind of sighs a little bit with relief. And we move on to. Who's after Tanya? Oh, the foxy. Okay.
Oh, great.
So, the fox then, taking advantage of the situation, runs over to you and takes you by, looks down at its pal that's just been slaughtered, and turns up to you, and it goes to claw at you.
Oh, shit.
Didn't you have a ready?
Oh, you did actually. Sorry, you had it for the fox. So the fox approaches you. You can make on the fox.
Oh, I can get an attack because they approached me. Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, and because it was reckless, it's got advantage. But then it's got advantage attacking me, of course.
Yes.
So that is that's actually an unnatural 20.
Ooh, nice. That absolutely hits.
Is 9, 10, 12 points of slashing damage.
How do you want to do it?
Oh, nice. Can I cleave his head off?
Yeah, absolutely. So this fox
Nice.
grins as Tanya comes through and charges towards you, laughing, and kind of skids around to the side of you. Oh, whoa. What's happening to my
What the
camera?
fuck? There's little ones.
Hey, excuse me?
Tiny fox.
Oh no, we've broken a rift through to another dimension.
There we go. So it runs past you, laughing, and then you've already swung around with your sword, slashing past its neck, but it's still kind of laughing, running around. Over its head, its head rolls back off its head and off its shoulders.
I cry for your lovely character design. What a pity.
This could have been so epic. Search one shots.
But you all got really high initiatives, and then the fox got a natural 1 on its initiative.
Oh wow.
And the
Poor
bear
fox.
also got real low, so. Oh well. Fox
you.
dead, wolf dead.
So sorry.
Oh shit, that
No,
bear
I don't
actually
know.
had advantage on attacks as well. It probably
No,
would've
because he
bitten
didn't
me.
reckless when he came out.
Yeah, true. You didn't make a reckless attack.
Oh,
You
it needs
reckless
to be
when the
after.
fox
It's
came
after
out.
I make. Okay, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, basically
Why
you
is
kind of
Rapidash
lift
upside
your
down?
arms up into the air, like exposing all of yourself, and you just.
Because I was hanging out a splurge head, and now I'm flying. But like, it's I'm fine being.
But it's fine.
Rapidash is rolling around on the ground.
I'm in the air. Definitely in the air.
So Splint, what do you do?
Oh yeah, right. Fuck! What the fuck is that? I've never seen one of those before. It's huge. And I'm going to. I'm gonna run over to the left. Maybe 3. No, Yeah, I'm gonna run forward 2 and then go left 3.
4, 2, left 3. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There you go.
Perfect, that'll do. And I'm going to firebolt the bear after shouting at it to try and get its attention. And I'm going to I'll do that. Let's see how that goes.
Please.
That is a 19.
Hits. Yep.
Cool, and 7 points of fire damage.
Okay.
And I'm going to use my bonus action
Wait, I thought
command.
Splurge killed the bear.
No, I
No,
killed the
Splurge
fox.
killed the fox.
Oh right, okay. I was really impressed for a second. I was like,
I'm going to command it to use its bonus action to use Flame Seed, which is just another fire attack.
Okay.
And it'll go immediately after me anyway, so I might as well do
Does
that.
it move with you?
It doesn't. No, it's got its own movement speed. It's got 30-foot flying speed, so it's going to just kind of like. The way I kind of like flavor it is that it's like hopping, and like leaving like small like harmless fires.
Oh,
And it's kind of like
Oh,
like that kind of way.
lovely.
terrifying.
Let's see how that goes. He's so cute. That's 14 to hit.
It does hit, yeah.
Oh, cool. That is 3 points of fire damage.
3 points. Okay. There we go. All right. Perfect.
And that is nice.
So you shoot off, the two of you shoot these two balls kind of in unison towards it, just and just burns away bits of its fur. But the bear just pays no attention to the fire, like hitting the
Well,
side
that's
of its
not a good
body,
sign.
and just continues like mauling into Splurch. Its eyes are just
Okay.
blood red. Froth is flickering all over your face, Splurch, and blood, and its breath smells vile, just like rancid meat. Maybe it smells appealing to you, actually. That's what you hear.
Oh my goodness.
You are just beautiful.
Delectable.
It's good fucking.
Ain't this just something else?
Soot, your turn.
Okay, are both the foxes are down, aren't they?
Both, yep. Fox and Wolf are done.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to the blue wolf.
Okay. Yeah.
To retrieve my daggers.
Oh
I
yeah,
want
yeah,
one
absolutely.
dagger.
Mm.
And then
Pull them out.
I will.
It's your bonus action, I'll say, to take the daggers.
Okay, and then I will throw it at the bear.
Cool. Give me an attack roll.
It's a 23.
That absolutely hits.
And that is 14 points of piercing damage.
Wow. Okay, so there we go. So this dagger sinks really nicely into its neck, the side of its neck, but the bear continues to maul at Soot, and as it's wailing and throwing itself around, the dagger's flown just to the side over here. I'll mark it. It's just left.
Sorry.
Was I able to get
It's
both
just-
the daggers out of the bear? Sorry, out of the fox?
Yeah, absolutely. But that was your bonus action to
Yeah,
take
but
them both
and then
out.
I threw one.
Yeah, so one is here. There it is.
That's the dagger.
Okay. It just falls out as it's wailing about the place. Okie dokie. Gerald with an L. Gerald. Gerald.
Gerald.
Got it right the first time.
Gerald. Okay, well, I'm kind of distracted by the leaves and the play, but every now and then I kind of check on my friends. It's like, are they okay? Oh, there's a bear. I
You
will
see
throw
just
it.
a...
It's like, I'm sure they can handle it. I'm sure they're fine, but I will throw a little dart to see what happens.
Okay, give me an attack roll.
Yes, sí, señor. That is a 25.
That hits.
Okay, good. I will. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, nice. That's 11 points of piercing damage.
Okay. There we go. Another little dagger, a dart shoots into its chest cavity and just kind of sinks through the fur. You don't see it anymore. It just disappears into the body.
Oh,
and is
actually,
lost
I
underneath the-
forgot I can throw another one. I will throw another one as well.
How many darts do you have on your person?
I had 10 when I started. I used
Okay,
one,
cool.
so I have like 7 left now.
Sure. Yeah, cool.
That is past 20.
That hits. Go.
Oh, that's the same. Another 11 points.
Perfect.
Fair play.
Nice. So this
And
one
then I
now
go back
gets
to
it.
play.
Perfect. So you like shoot the one. One sinks into his chest. The next one goes right below its eyelid, and just sinks in there and disappears behind its eye. And it just starts blinking and screaming. Just it starts clawing at its eye a bit.
Nice.
It seems to be really irritated with that. Now just blood starts trickling down its eye and dripping onto you, Splurch. Reggie, what are you doing? What are you doing, Reggie, over here with your little mouse?
Bravest of
I'm
boys.
gonna like with like very teary eyes and like a snotty nose, gonna like I'm gonna cast a hunter's mark on the bear,
Okay.
and then like
then
really
hunt it.
angrily, like dramatically, I have in my head that it like zooms in on his eye. It's like him like breathing in and just so done with this shit, and it tries
Oh,
to shoot.
it's like Kill Bill.
Yeah, exactly. 18 to hit.
That absolutely hits.
Yes. Okay. So then that
Fucking bear, look at this thing.
8 plus 13 points of piercing damage.
13. Wow.
Pumpkin seeds.
Cute.
You're going to
Oh.
And as he pants, like the little embers flicker out of the hole in its mouth, and its eyes kind of light up brighter and quench down, and just kind of keep there's like a pulsing light to their
That's
eyes.
a neat trick, Mike.
as they stare down
Pretty
at
good.
him.
So how did you guys swap heads? What's up with that?
This is my head. That's his head.
You
Fair.
wouldn't happen
Fair
to
one.
have a key to this gate, would you?
No. No. The gate protects everybody outside of the gate. If you open the gate, everybody dies, and they won't give us a key. No, we don't have a key. It's not our
So you're
gate.
protecting the outside, not the inside. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you want
So
to
how
go
we be getting
inside?
in?
You just climb or fly. You open it.
Oh, we can just climb over the gate then.
Very wise. The
Is the path
mushroom's
made of dirt?
wise.
Oh.
I'm just gonna start digging with my old
Right.
vest.
Is this still considered like forest area?
Just outside where you guys are currently standing in it, yes. Beyond the
So
gate is
wouldn't-
not quite, no.
What would be my favorite
Terrain.
Favorite terrain? Are you a hero? Are you a brave, valiant hero?
He's
Are
trying.
you
Leave
here
him
to
alone.
save a day? You here to save a day? You gonna
Well,
save a
it's
day?
nighttime, so... Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
What you are doing?
But they keep
Just go in.
murdering people.
Just go in. Just go die.
Wait, Splurch is gonna climb over the gate.
Okay,
I'm gonna
give me an
fall
athletics
off the
check, please. Oh, the big one's going in. Big one's going in.
That is 9.
Mm-hmm. So you start hoisting yourself up, and you get about like right to the top of the gate. You're pulling yourself over, and you can't quite get your leg up. You're kind of just hanging there at the top of the gate now at this stage. If someone could give you a boost, you'd be
I'll give a boost.
just right. But you kind of have to. Have you got a sheath for your sword? I assume, yeah. You just sheathed it. So you're just,
On the,
you're kind of just bringing your leg up, but you can't quite bring it up, and it's you just need a bit of a hoist. Is anyone gonna help her up?
Yeah, I'll help her.
quite reach.
I'm just gonna jump and push her.
I'm gonna try to
Okay.
unlock the gate.
Can you roll again then, Patema? So you have advantage now.
That is 12.
12. Yeah, you managed to hoist yourself over to the other side. So you are picking. So you're up here. You're up on the other side, Splurge. And you hear just a little. Excuse me. You hear
A gassy
you hear
ghost.
you hear just coming beside you. 2 seconds. Just light these up.
I'm big hitter.
So you hear and let me see if I can do this subtly. You see over crawling out of one of the holes is
While
this little
Splurge-
zombie cat just very, very, very slowly peeping its head out and crawling towards you. Can everybody roll initiative, please?
Okay.
Sure.
Oh, what the? Oh, I'm throwing this dice in the fucking bin. Whose dice is this? This isn't even mine. This is Johnny's dice. Why do I have it?
What?
You got a natural 20 last time.
Yeah, I'm rolling. That was when I was rolling the one Christine gave me.
Yeah, my dice don't get
Ah.
20s.
No. This is like got this weird magma texture to it. So which isn't mine.
Oh.
This is Johnny's, I
Is it
think.
like yellow and red?
Yeah?
I know the set.
No, that's my one.
Yeah,
I
it's
have
yours.
mine
Is it
here.
red?
No?
No, I have my one here. Like,
Are you sure? A D20?
yeah, I
Not
will
not
send you
not
the photo.
it's like speckled, not marbled.
Speckled.
Yeah, like it's pretty much orange with tiny dots of yellow. It's not like a mixture of it.
Oh.
Okay. I will send a photo of the D20s that I have that fit that
I
description.
think it would make more sense for her to send the photo.
Yeah.
No, let him do it. Let him do it. It's fine.
Yeah, fair.
Okay, so starting with Nibble, what did you roll, hun?
I got 5, 6, 7. I got an 8.
8. Okay, perfect. Splint, what did you get?
19. Been lucky with the initiative rolls.
Okay, pretty good. Rapidash,
23.
23. Gerald with an L, what did you get?
I
15.
get club orange dice, Johnny.
Soot, what did Soot get?
What?
17.
I like you. Club.
17.
Sorry, I love you.
Splurge,
Club orange dice.
Splurge got 3.
3. Okay, perfect. And then Reggie, what did you get?
Huh?
Amy?
Reggie?
Oh yeah,
Red.
can you hear me?
Yes, yeah.
Sound off every 15 seconds, Amy. Jeez.
I
Wait.
didn't. Okay.
You're the one who disappeared for 10 minutes. Back.
I was here the whole time.
You went. You disappeared again there. What did you get? Oh, I can't hear. It's very muffled or something.
I open. I'll go back in.
Okay.
What?
She said
She's going to be back in a second.
Turned into a
Oh,
full.
there's also a little. Look at this little cute skeleton over here as well.
Ah, I haven't seen that
Oh,
one.
no.
I like that.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Kind of.
Nope. Nope. Be honest, Gabe.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, I don't know what to do.
Okay, yeah, you're perfect. You're perfect.
Oh, we
you're
can
perfect,
hear
you're
you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, yeah, I got a 15.
perfect.
I can hear me.
Beautiful. Okay.
Yep.
So we're gonna go. Okay.
I like the little creepy faces and just drawn around the place.
So we'll start with you, Splurch. You hop over the other side. What do you do as you hear this from the other side? You do notice, just about in the mist, you do make out this little rotten green cat crawling out of one of the holes. These are all tombstones, by the way. Just
I will address.
these are
I will address the green cat and say, "Hello, friend. We are looking for one of the residents of Black Paw Manor."
You just hear.
Mr. Nibble, do you know what this cat is trying to say to me?
I am currently outside of the gate. Just...
You guys. This is kind of your field of view right now. For the rest of you guys only kind of see about here, because the mist is so thick.
I'm licking my balls and stop.
Nice.
I look at Splurge, back on, and then I go back into licking my balls. I have a blab out, I have my tick out, where I lick it, and then I go back.
Okay.
Cats are useless.
Okay, so we'll start then with the top of the round with you, Rapidash. What are you currently doing?
Spurge didn't scream out or anything.
No, he's just kind of talking to the cat, like, what is this cat saying, whatever, blah blah blah.
Yeah. Ah, there's no problem. What be you foxes doing here? What be you foxes doing here anyway?
We're just protecting the people from the dying, but we like to see them die, don't we? We do the.
How did they be dying?
Carrying things to a foot.
Jesus.
They die
Jesus.
in many ways. In many ways. They die in many ways. They get heads ripped off and the brains is smushed and toes is chopped off. They die. Sometimes it's explosions. There's explosions sometimes. Remember the time it exploded? Oh, there's the bits everywhere. Bits all over the place. Good death. Good death.
Can I float like 10 feet off the ground? Like,
Yeah.
just like where I am, because
Yeah.
there's no
You can
problem.
fly. You're a little higher than the well, the gate's about 10 feet tall, so you're kind of eye level with the top of the gate.
Cool.
Yeah. You can. The mist is very thick, though. You do hear this.
Yeah.
Coming
You okay, Splurge?
She's one second. There she is. Potema.
Yee?
There's talking to you.
Oh, I went to get a beer. What happened?
You okay, Splurge?
She just. Right, yeah, that's all that's happened.
I am perfectly fine, Rabbit Ash.
God damn. Yeah, that's my turn. Nothing,
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. And then we'll go on to 23. Splint. What are you doing, Splint? Currently.
I don't know, to be honest. So how did you guys get pumpkins for heads? What's that about?
Oh, we just burned a pumpkin in heads.
I'll see. So
What?
there was a pumpkin in a cabbage patch.
Oh.
That's weird. Wish I came from a pumpkin. I wouldn't mind a pumpkin head.
We do not have a pumpkin heads all the time.
So if
Where
I
you
jump
gonna
over the
put
gate,
ears?
will you come with me?
What you got a big ears?
I got really big ears, and I've got an extra couple of tails here. You like my tails? And I'm going to show off my new tail.
I thought you were going to show your tail. You killed the tail of the person?
Yeah, he was going crazy. He was eating things from a cabbage patch.
We like you. You're going to kill people inside.
It's not really the plan, but
You're
you know,
gonna
whatever
kill
happens.
people inside.
You know, I'm out. Right, I'm going to jump over the fence. All right, Splurge, I'm coming.
Okay. Well, I don't know how. But I'm saying just because you're a hare, you can absolutely do that.
I'll just do it. Okay, cool.
Just to speed things. I mean, you hop over. Oh, that's the wrong person. Splint. There we go. And you, as soon as you jump over, you turn around and the foxes aren't there.
Well, that's weird.
You
Can I see the others?
can see the others. They're just looking at you.
I want to say that. When you get on this side, you can't see the foxes anymore. How weird is that?
How weird is he? He's crazy.
Are they talking to you? Are they
Yeah,
still
totally
there for
crazy.
you?
Crazy rabbit.
Yeah. You know, I'm not feeling too sane right now. And I guess I'll just walk ahead a little bit. that make
And
sense?
you do see this tiny little you hop over. I'm gonna say your action would have been hopping over.
Yeah, sure.
But you do see a little green cat crawling out
What
of
is that?
the
I'm gonna hop back over to the gate and say there's some weird cats here. They have their brains spilling out, but they're still moving.
Okay. So
We're
then-
gonna ask them for some
No,
advice.
I'm staying on the other side.
Oh, you're staying on the other side. Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
you just
yeah.
hop up and tell them. Okay, cool.
He's crazy. You know a cat inside? Just go inside. Just go inside. Go.
I love pumpkin pie. Staying my turn.
We're on to. Oh wait, I gotta move somebody. I don't know if I can actually get you guys to. Never mind. I'm just gonna say they've moved that many feet. Okay, I'll just move them later on. Okay, that person is moved. Time. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. We're on to Soot.
I
So-
am going to try and just open the gates.
Okay, you're picking the lock.
Yes.
Yeah, it is locked, but you have a pick at the locks. It's very rusty and tough to work at with your tools. But give me a thieves tools
Sleight
check.
of hand. Yeah.
Sleight of hand. Yeah.
Okay, that's gonna be a 20, dirty 20.
20. Absolutely. You're fumbling with it, and it's quite frustrating. But in the end, you realize that the chains are so rusted that you can actually just, with a little file, you can very easily just cut through the chains themselves, and they all come undone. The lock itself is actually pretty useless, but the chains come undone, and the gates creak open slightly. It's like, release the demons inside. Have fun, have fun, have fun. Have a good
Okay.
trip.
Thank you.
Oh. Die, but do die. Do die. We want him to die.
They're amazing.
I don't know, but I kind of like them. They're quirky.
Have fun!
They're great.
I like these
They're
two.
so
You
cute.
can come laugh with us when everything is over and done. Join us
Oh
on the
my God, it's
pedestal.
so pixely.
I know.
The pedestal. Where's the pedestal?
Yeah, silly. And he
Oh.
just pets the pedestal that he's sitting on.
Suck
What
the
are you talking about, Willis?
So that's your action to click those. You can still move and take a bonus action.
I will move and bonus action stealth.
So where are you moving to, roughly?
Behind Splurch because he's big.
Okay, so you're just gonna move here. And as you kind of walk past, you're hearing them laughing, and they're gone.
Just beats out, like.
Yeah, exactly. It's just there's nothing. And will
like,
you roll
ooh,
me a
that's
stealth check
trippy.
then?
Of course I will. 17.
Okay. Okay, 17. Perfect. And then Gerald, will you take your turn, please?
Geraldo. I would be laughing at how Nibbles is licking his balls. So
Just looking down, you have a perfect view of the whole thing.
nice.
Help,
But then
help him out a little. You got that long gecko tongue.
I would, but I don't want to be intrusive.
Get
I
inside.
gladly would. But I will just pat him and be like, "Come on, we'll lick balls later." And I'm just gonna walk in, just
Okay. How far do you want to go in?
far enough to climb on top of Splurch's head.
Perfect. Oh, that's not you. There we go. So you climb up on Splurch's head, and now you
Yeah.
hear, and the laughing stops, and you see ahead this little green cat just crawling very slowly along the
Told you I
ground.
wasn't fucking crazy.
Oh.
He's a crazy rabbit. Four people inside the thermostat. You guys got in too? And it looks at you, Reggie, and it's your turn. What do you do?
Yeah, I'm just gonna saunter in as well.
Okay. How far does Reggie go?
Oh, just inside the gate. He's just he's just
Then you
chilling.
see the little green cat over here as well. Just its eyes bulging, and one of them just falls out of its head.
He's just like what the like it's just like never ending this book, but it's fine. He's just very sleepy and he's just questioning everything because he's also a father now. So he's just very stressful. There's a lot happening for Reggie, if I'm being completely honest. This is a lot to process within 24 hours. I mean,
His first kill and his first life.
yeah, baby's first murder and baby's first child.
God.
Full circle.
Now I'm just trying to find the page.
The mouse should have been a ferret.
Okay.
Damn it. It should have been a long boy.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like payback.
It's the
It's
mouse
like
with
a-
no
A
arms.
pine
And long
marten.
legs.
It's that snake thing.
This thing is moving towards you, and it pulls its
Looks like a
arrow.
zombie.
Oh, it doesn't sound like a xylophone.
It
Yeah.
comes over and it pulls the arrow out of its head, and
Oh, it's like
from its
medieval.
hands it starts to pull like the wisps of purple light around it form into like what looks like just a purple arch, which seems to be a bow, and it pulls the arrow back and fires it towards you, Reggie.
Ah, cool, because Minecraft skeleton archers, of course.
So 19 to hit.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so you take 3 piercing damages. This arrow shoots into your shoulder, and you look down at the arrow sticking out of you. You've never been shot before with an arrow. You look up
More
and you
firsts.
and then just hot pain shoots through your shoulder as you feel the pain. And
Oh.
as you try to move it, you flinch your shoulder, and it's just a shoot of like sharp pain shoots through your arm, down your arm, through your chest, and you're like, oh fuck, that really hurt.
This is bullshit. Yeah. Perfect.
It's just,
See, the two people we should be worried about in this campaign are Rabadash's wife and Reggie's mother.
Yeah, man, Diamond is not a good woman.
Okay, so then we have. Okay. Someone got a little prick in their arm. Oh no, you're gonna go crying.
Get the
Reggie's first swear as well.
fuck on.
Big day for Reggie.
I'm just moving people off screen. I don't know where they are currently, but they're moving.
But they're there.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Cool. So now, this little cat goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's like little bits on its really gold, mossy, moldy fur stand up, and little I don't know, poofs of mold flutter up into the air as it kind of tries to go on all fours and make its skin look like it's bigger, but instead just a poof of spores rises off its back as it. And then another one comes down towards you guys. You can just see its silhouette through the mist, and you hear another. Oh.
And another one.
And then
Another one.
And another one.
And another one. Okay. We're then to Splurch. Oh wait. Have we missed? We've missed.
I haven't done it.
Nibble. Yeah, sorry, Nibble.
I thought Nibbles was looking
Oh, you
for-
have a Nate. Yeah. There we go. No, I was looking for it. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so it's your turn, Nibble. So just hearing these two guys, there's come on, hurry up.
I'm gonna walk in the gate, scratching my side on the gate, just like kind of rubbing over it.
Little poof of rust comes off, but you get a really nice itch. And you
Good.
see the scene before you of these little figures coming. You hear cat noises. They're indistinguishable. They're not happy. Oops. There we go.
I'm gonna try. So I don't like them at all. They look
Of course.
nasty and they're very unhygienic. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna try and throw a fireball.
Ah, you little
Holy
white fire.
fire.
So how do you go about throwing this? Where does this come from? You know, like
My wand. So
Oh yeah, of course. So
yeah, I start like chanting the spell, and then like my holy cabbage starts like shining, and I shoot the holy fire from my wand.
beautiful. Okay, so
Vegetables
will you
are so
roll
weird
me?
in this world.
Oh, they have to succeed in a check. So who are you? Sorry, who are you sending towards?
The most close, the closer.
Okay,
the
the green zombie.
yeah.
Okay, so